Can you give us a little bit of a breakdown as to what exactly compliance-based disputing is, what exactly Metro 2 is, and how we can go about using it in the world of credit repair?
Okay, well, before I start, I want to tell everybody, please take notes.
Mm-hmm. This is it. Take your pen and paper out.
This right here is like, I'm still confused on how nobody knows about Metro 2 compliance and, you know, using this tactic in order to actually get results in regards to credit repair. To me, this has to be the strongest method of being able to get items accurately removed off of a credit report.
Okay.
And so let me break it down. So the first thing is that you said you had our guy, Durain, come on here. He talked about consumer law.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are laws and there are acts are in place to protect consumers when it comes to the credit reporting compliance, right?
Facts.
So when we talk about the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an act to protect us as consumers when we talk about credit being reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Equal Credit Opportunity Act.
Say that again. Say that again. Listen, I want to make sure people take it notes. Say it again, brother. Say it again.
You got the Fair Credit Reporting Act.
Go ahead.
Then you got the Equal Credit Opportunity Act.
Okay.
These are acts that says the credit has to be reported fairly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says that every consumer has to have the equal opportunity
Mm-hmm.
because you can't have a better opportunity at credit than I have. That doesn't make it fair. That's not an equal opportunity.
That's facts.
So this is what people talk about. Man, over there in the United States, you guys got it great. You living in the land of the free. You got land of opportunity.
Right.
This is what they're talking about. They're talking about credit.
Right.
Other nations don't necessarily have credit. They don't have the same opportunity that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at these two acts, they're in place to protect us, right?
Right.
So since they're in place to protect us, what ended up happening was in order to support these laws, there was a system put in place in order to protect us when we talk about these specific laws, and that's a system called e-Oscar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you following?
I'm here. I'm here.
Me, right?
I'm here.
We gotta make sure they with me.
I'm make sure
I'm trying to go slow.
Yeah. Take your time, brother. Take us to church.
You
Take us to church, brother. Go ahead.
So when you think about that, e-Oscar was put in place because they didn't want humans sitting around emotionally not doing their job.
Facts.
So when we send in letters, those letters get fed through a system called e-Oscar. It's an electronic database.
Right.
And it's all based on coding, right?
Right.
And the reason why these acts in this system had to get put in place is because there was how do I want to put it? There was like a research done, and it showed that from January of 16 to February of 17, 50,000 people filed complaints on improper information being filed on their credit report.
Mm-hmm.
That means that this is just the complaints.
Right.
We just talking about just people that just said, let's just complain.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that number was way greater than 50,000. We talk about how many people are on the planet Earth, but we talking about at the very bare minimum, 50,000 people decided that they wanted to complain about inaccurate information being filed that they said that has nothing to do with me on my credit report.
Fact.
That's 50,000 people that can't get a home, 50,000 people that can't go get a car, 50,000 people that can't get lines of credit, 50,000 people. I mean, 50,000 people, these are just the 50,000 that complained that said, I don't have the fair opportunity because of what's on my credit report, right? So again, we got these acts, we got this system that's in place in order to protect us as consumers, right? How is this system compiled in order to make sure that the information that's on the credit report is deemed accurate or even reportable? That compliance standard that e-Oscar was comprised of is called Metro 2. You see what I'm saying?
You getting spicy. Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying?
Keep going.
So when you look at how everything is structured, and you have to start from the bottom and you got to break it all the way down, Metro 2 is the compliance standard that tells the three major credit bureaus and Innovis, because what happened was to actually support those acts, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and one of the secondary bureaus that's becoming big, which is Innovis, they had to put together this compliance of e-Oscar and Metro 2. They put that together.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
I'm dropping it.
Come on,
I'm
man.
giving it to them straight.
And we just getting started.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Like this is put in place to protect us. So when you use Metro 2 to go against negative items that's on your credit report, you have a way greater chance of getting items deleted because you're not saying that I see the item and there's some inaccurate information. You're saying, no, system, here's the proper coding and information. And I'm telling you that this information should not be on here.
Facts.
It can't even be reported.
Facts.
So the system says, okay, since you sent in this letter and it's got all the proper coding, and then you're saying that this account needs to be deleted for X, Y, and Z reasons, we're just going to delete it. Because you're saying that this account was being reported incompliant. It went against the standard deviation of the laws, the acts, and the reason and why the system was put in place. So since it went against the standard deviation, we have no choice but to delete it. And then you know how sometimes the creditors want to try to fight back and try to keep accounts on there, right? When you send in a Metro 2 compliant a letter into the reporting agencies, they have to directly communicate with the creditors, and the creditors have to commute directly back and forth. And so there is communication that if the timing is off, if the reportability is off, if the compliance standard is off, we talking about there are so many different reasons why these items have no choice but to get deleted. This is why the chances of you being able to get that eviction off, that bankruptcy off, that repossession off, those student loans off. We talking about child support off. I done got it. Anything under the sun is deleted. It's gone. And we ain't talking about, well, it might take me 6 months. It might take me 9 months. It might take me, I talk to so many people that say, well, yeah, this guy been working on my credit for a year. With Metro 2, it don't take that long.
Come on, man. You getting me excited, brother. Say that again. Say that again.
Hey, with Metro 2, it don't take that long.
I think that just might be the slogan. Metro 2. It don't take that long.
Come on, brother. No, sir. No, sir. It don't take that long.
Goodness gracious. Look, I don't think you understand what you just did. I'm telling you, I know my audience.
Yeah.
Somebody's on the other end of their screen right now salivating. You just told them about Metro 2.
They should.
Tears of joy are coming from their eye because you just told them about Metro 2.
Can I look? Let me keep it real with you. I'm just gonna be transparent.
Be transparent, brother.
When I started in this industry, and I'm being transparent.
I already know where you're going. Go ahead.
This was about maybe a year or so ago when I started this industry, brother. I started out factual disputing.
Me and you both.
And I'm sitting there, falling asleep, up to 2, 3 in the morning,
putting them envelopes in them.
I'm talking about I'm putting in work. And then I got introduced to Metro 2.
Yep.
And I said, oh, there is a God.
Yeah.
Because it changed the whole trajectory of my business.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Like it changed. I said, wow. This is it, right? I've been looking for something and I found it. And it changed my whole business structure. I'm talking about people call me now. Like at the beginning, I struggled getting results.
Right.
I really did. And I was confident, like, I'm gonna do it. But the results wasn't really backing up how confident I was.
Right.
And now it's like I got a system that supports my level of confidence. So now I got people that call me like, brother, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
I've had 3, 4, 5 people working on my credit report, and you're the first person. And it just brings me joy, man.
Right.
It just brings me joy because for me, it's not even about the accolades or the praise. For me, it's more about the clients getting the results because now you can go ahead and get that dream car.
Facts.
Now you can go ahead and get that dream house.
Facts.
And do everything else that you need to do. So I just love it. I love it. It's a great system.
Son, you know I pulled you over today?
Because I was doing 90 and a 40 and hit 3 people along the way?
No, I don't care about that. What I do care about, though, is when checking our system, it seems like you got a 580 credit score, right? Now, normally, I'd give you a ticket for this, but instead, I'm going to give you a link to a website called francoiscapital.com, right? They specialize in removing hard inquiries, charge-offs, collections, student loans, evictions, and so much more. So when you leave here, head over to francoiscapital.com and book your free credit consultation today, the Capital way. All
right, well, thank you, officer. What the hell is this? Are you even a cop?
Have a good day.
Man, listen. You can't come on here talking that talk like that, man.
Hey.
We just got started. You can't come in here talking that talk like that, man.
I got to.
Look, Metro 2, compliance-based dispute.
Yep.
Somebody and their auntie, sister's grandmother's on the other end of their screen right now asking themselves, I know he ain't just talk all that talk like that, and he not going to tell me, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to speak to in order to connect the dots to make it happen? I got a bankruptcy that's been sitting on my credit report for 4 years. A student loan that's been sitting on my credit report for 8 years. I have a partridge in a pear tree. I need to get it all on.
Yeah.
They looking at you. They say, Mr. Phenomenal. I'm going to look at the camera. They say, Mr. Phenomenal. Dion Coopwood.
Yep.
Mr. Rolly on the wrist. We're going to talk about that after. Mr. Rolly on the wrist. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do
Yep.
to start using compliance-based disputing
Yep.
for my behalf? Or maybe not. Maybe there's someone like you and I who has their own credit repair company.
Yep.
They've been stuffing the letters in the envelopes and going back and forth with the CFPB, the
Yep.
BBB, the ABCDEFGs,
All of that.
all of them,
All
all
of
the
that.
ABGs.
All of that.
And they're like, yo, give me the sauce, give
Yeah.
me the butter, give me the juice.
Yeah.
They're looking you in your eye.
Yeah,
Money on the line.
for sure.
Talk to the people, man.
sure.
How can they make that happen? How can they connect the dots so that they too can start using compliance-based disputing on their own behalf?
Well, look, I'm not one to keep nothing from nobody because
Uh-oh.
I feel like what's for me is for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have to operate in that mindset because, you know, you never really want to go around. I think it's already bad enough in society today that once people find something that works, they try to keep it from
Keep it to
everybody.
themselves.
They're like, oh, I'm not telling
Scarcity
nobody.
mindset.
Yeah, you know, like, man, what's for you? For you. If you're going to take care of the people, you're going to always be taking care of. And so for me, I'm just going to spill the tea. I'm going to spill the beans.
Come
Most
on,
people
man.
wouldn't do this.
Come on.
So me personally, I'm going to just tell you what I personally use. I'm pretty sure that there are other systems out there that you could potentially use.
Right.
But I was actually introduced to a system called Prodigy Surge.
Mm-hmm.
And so Prodigy Surge is a system that was built based around consumer laws, the Fair Credit Reporting Acts, and Metro 2 based compliance.
Right.
So when you use Prodigy Surge, what it does is, I love this system, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It saves you time, energy, and money. It's a system. System stands for saving you time, energy, and money.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Come
So
on, man.
when you use this system, all you have to do is upload the report, put the report in there, click the button. I want to attack all negative items.
Right.
It's going to show all negative items.
Right.
And then you just put together your letter. It automatically puts the letters together for you. All you got to do is hit print, and it's over with.
That's it. And you said the name of the system is, because I'm familiar with it, but I like to take my time.
For sure, yeah.
Because I don't want nobody coming in the comments and talking about you a liar. I ain't hear this. You misspelled this.
Yeah.
Prodigy Surge.
That's
you
it.
understand?
That's it.
Prodigy Surge, you get it going. Now there's one, I'm familiar with the system. I actually just started messing with it recently.
For sure.
It's life-changing, brother.
If you need my help, you know I got you, bro.
Oh, no,
I got
talk.
You. I got you.
We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
There's one part about it I do want to talk about, because I know when there's something in there called GAs.
Yeah.
You talk a little bit about GAs because they might sign up for Prodigy Surge and be like, well, what's this red thing here? That say GA? How am I can't send out no Metro 2 if I no compliance space if I ain't got no GAs.
For
Talk
sure.
a little bit about that as well.
Yep, got you. Yeah, so GAs are abbreviation for general attacks. And so each round of letters, so if you're going to send a round of letters to, let's just say, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, then that is going to cost you 1 GA.
Okay.
And so when you talk about a general attack, it's just attack letters. That's all. So the GAs do have a cost. I don't really want to put pricing out there like that because it does fluctuate and it does change.
Right.
Because the owner of the system, he changes it.
He does.
As however he feels. And so, but it's very cost efficient. I'll say that.
Hella cost efficient.
I'll say this. I'll tell you the price right now, but don't hold me to it if it ever change. Right now, each GA is only $15.
Right.
So we're talking about most of the time when I'm servicing a client, I could probably go 2, maybe 3 rounds. So we got to think, like, depending on what you're charging the client versus what it's going to cost you to actually go 3 rounds. We're talking about maybe $45.
Right.
Maybe another $5 or so with mailing and printing and using paper.
Right.
So we talking about $50.
Right.
So let's just say if a person was charging $500 for their credit repair services, that's a $450 surplus, and you get it done just like that.
Right. And there's one part of the because I'm learning about it myself. I don't know if I got it like you got it, but I'm learning about it myself.
I got it, bro.
Come on.
The reason why I got it is because I'm a part of the leadership team. Like they,
right.
You know, so they kind of got me. I'm not all the way deeply involved because I got so much going on, but I am part of that. Hey, can you help train some people every so often? Kind of deal like that. So yeah.
Now, one of the dope things about using Metro 2 and using the Prodigy system, which makes it super time efficient, is that in the fact that, you know, usually when you're doing factual consumer law, you got to wait every 35 days before you can send out another letter, right? But you know the way that I know, the way that it's set up, you don't have to wait for them to respond back. You can do up to 3 to 4 months of disputes altogether, right? And then just have them locked, loaded, ready to go. That way, by the time the 30 days, 35 days come up, you already got round 2, round 3, round 4 ready. So you can basically do up to 4 rounds, actually up to as many rounds as you want for a client. And be done with them for good. And then you on to the next one. You understand? It's absolutely,
it's crazy.
It's game changing.
It's crazy. Like that's what I tell like my company, my team. I say, look, I'm gonna use the same report for this first 4 rounds.
Right.
And I'm just going to hit it because, and another reason why I do that is because not only is it saving us time, but it is also it's saving me the ability of looking bad to the client because we know that some items come back.
Right.
So if I'm going to attack the same items that we started with, and I'm going to attack them all 4 rounds, then the probability of an item coming back is none.
Right.
Because I'm just attacking. Keep attacking.
Right. There's one more question I want to ask you about Prodigy before we go into the next one, because I know that people going. We might have to end up doing a part 2 to this. Like
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Now,
can we do it somewhere warm?
Of course.
Jesus.
Listen, we go to Miami if we need it. Let's go to Miami, Texas, wherever it needs.
Let's do it, bro.
Because so many people are gonna, start doing their Google searches and looking into it.
Cool.
One thing that's very different from Prodigy than a lot of things, when it comes to like consumer and factual based disputing, Prodigy's a little bit different because it's not really disputes. You're doing what are called, like you said, attacks, right?
Attacking, yeah.
Now, once people start familiarizing with the system, they're gonna see all these weird letters. They're gonna see TSW1, they're gonna see PALS, PEL, AAPLS, ACLP, all these different letters. Can you talk a little bit about that? And also, once they familiarize themselves with that, one thing they're gonna ask themselves is, well, which one do I send first? Which one do I send for the second round?
That's a good question.
Talk a little about that.
Yeah, so when you go into the system, you get ready to try to put together your letters. You're going to have to use what's called an attack.
Right.
And so there is multiple different attacks. You have Tree Shaking Wave, you got NAAA, you got PALS, you got PEEL.
Say it again. Slow it down. Say it again, brother. Slow it down. I don't want nobody saying they hear nothing.
Right.
Say it again. Slow it down.
All right. So I'm going to just kind of name just like the 5 that I know off the top. You got Tree Shaking Wave.
TSW. Right.
You got WWRD. What will Rodney do?
Yep.
You got PEEL. You got NAAA. And you got PALS. So you got all these different options. And so the difference between, I'm in that table, but the difference between each letter is they get more and more aggressive because what ended up happening is, let me give you an example. Like with Tree Shaking Wave, you can say
it slow, brother. Say it slow.
Tree Shaking Wave, TSW.
Yeah, break it slow. Go ahead.
You can attack up to 150 inquiries and 150 accounts all at one time.
Okay.
So when you get into industry, they say, well, you can only attack 5 accounts, and
that's what I was taught.
Man, listen, no. With Metro 2, you can do your thing.
Right.
So the way that the system is put together is when you go to select which attack you want to do, it's going to tell you, hey, with this attack, you can only attack this many inquiries, this many accounts. Have you ever seen that little bar in the middle?
Right.
It'll tell you. So when you're going through, you say, okay, cool. The reason why it's put together that way is because as you go further and deeper down into attacking, it's getting more aggressive, which means that it's saying, hey, let's attack lesser accounts, but then what we're gonna do is we're gonna break these accounts up and send separate letters. So with a Tree Shaking Wave, TSW, you could attack, let's just say if the client got 40 negative accounts, you could attack all 40 negative accounts at one time.
Right.
And it's gonna go just 3 different letters to each bureau, right? But let's just say you doing, let's just say a PALS.
That's my favorite.
I love PALS. That PALS is strong. It's crazy. So let's just say with PALS, if you got the same 40 accounts, that thing it may break it down into, let's just say, 35 different letters.
Right.
Because it's gonna say, all right, cool, we're gonna attack all of these, but we're gonna break it down. So now the credit bureaus, instead of them getting 3 envelopes, they're gonna get like 40 envelopes.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
It gets crazy. But the difference is you're gonna have efficiency versus cost. So you gotta kind of decide, do you want to be effective? Because, you're not worried about cost, or do you want to worry about cost and you're not really worried about being effective? So you got to look at your client's credit profile and determine how aggressive you want to be, or do you want to be lenient? Now, it don't matter where the client is at for me. I'm always start with Tree Shaking Wave, unless they have a bankruptcy.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll kind of maneuver differently if they have a bankruptcy, because that's just a whole different animal, whole different beast.
Right.
But just to kind of see what's going on, Tree Shaking Wave.
And then shake that thing up.
And that's why it's called Tree Shaking Wave. We just gonna shake that thing up.
Shake that thing up.
See what's gonna fall off. And it's crazy. Tree Shaking Wave, that thing be shaking everything off.
Marv, Dean Dallas here from the FICO Friendly News. Great performance. You got another 117-point increase for one of your clients. But I want to take a look at the second quarter. It seemed like Equifax tried to put a late payment on one of your clients' credit accounts. What were your initial thoughts on that?
They're a dirty team. Everybody in the league knows that. But ultimately, when you have a system like ours that specializes in removing hard inquiries, charge-offs, bankruptcies, student loans, and so much more, you game plan for things like that. And we stuck to that game plan. and ultimately came out with the W. So it is what it is.
Sheena Shally here. There have been some talks that you guys are going to be looking to recruit some new players this offseason. What can you tell us about that?
You know, I can't really speak on that. I'm gonna leave that to the front office. I'm only focused on the guys that we already have in the locker room. But you know, to anybody that's interested in joining the team, it's really not that hard. You know, all you got to do is head over to francoiscapital.com and then book your free credit consultation so that we can get your credit repaired today, the Capital way. Is that all? All right, thanks guys. You have a good one. All right, appreciate it.